Sup my dudes, Valk here, and today we're going to be going over the new UR Plus Shinra Evo. I know it's been a little bit since I probably a little bit delayed on this video, but I want to let you guys know right now. I think he actually has a lot of potential, and I think he's actually pretty good. And there's a reason for it, we'll get through it in a bit. But I do think that he could potentially be part of a team that might be up and coming called Bright Burning Warrior, which is led by Yamamoto. Because I've already gone over before how Yamamoto, yes, Flame 2 got nerfed with a 40% chance, but Yamamoto got a really big buff because of it, because now Flame 2 can stack. Well, Shinra takes advantage of Flame 2 stacking to the extreme. I think he's a very, very solid unit, and definitely worth your, basically worth your materials and worth your time to go ahead and Evo. So let's bring up Shun right now, or Shinra, if you guys watch Fire Force. He's really good. That's really all there is to it. You can see I have him on Bright Burning Warrior. He even leads Bright Burning Warrior. He is a strong unit with Flame 2. And I'll go over what makes him so good here in a little bit. I have him on 115, 91. He's also on Swordmaster, which is strange. I haven't seen like the end of Fire Force, so I don't know exactly why he's on Swordmaster. Someone tells me he takes Arthur's sword for a little bit. I think somebody told me that, and that's why they have him on it. If so, that's such an interesting category to put him on. He's on Star Blessing, which is an awful category, to be honest with you. Yeah, there's like barely enough units to make a team on it. He's on Honor and Integrity, good team, our good category. Lots of units, just no like insane leader right now. It has UR++ Deku's the main lead. He's pretty good. SR++ Noelle also leads, but she's only a 70% attack lead, I want to say. Let me see. Yeah, 70% attack, minus 20% cost. Good for like short form stages, but not anything crazy. Awakened Power, that's a good category. Savior of the Earth, and Great Knight, which is a weird category because there's some decent units on it, but for the most part, this category is kind of eh. Anyways, he's got some really good categories on him. The big one being Bright Burning Warrior, because that's going to allow him to be on a Flame 2 team alongside Yamamoto, and it creates this interesting dynamic because they're both red. You can run Ultimate Kawaii with them, and then you could go ahead and flip the enemies to red to get an extra additional chance to actually proc, because if you are type advantage, you do have a better chance to actually proc things. So let's go ahead, let's show off Shun, see exactly what he can do, and look at the animations and everything. I think Shinra is actually, like I said, I think he's actually a very solid unit. Really good. If you can bring him into a DOT stage, I recommend it. He does take a little bit to get going, and you'll see why here in a bit. But once you have him up and running, once you have all 4 placements of him up and running, they are very good. So let's go ahead. Let's get into it. Let me show you guys exactly what I mean. I have played with him, obviously, because I wanted to see what he did whenever I evoed him. So yeah. Let me turn it down, actually, back to 1x speed. Turn my VFX back on. I had them off because, you know, whenever I do my dailies, I make sure to run at low settings, VFX off, because I'm normally doing my dailies whenever I'm rendering videos. So, yeah, that's basically it. And everybody keeps asking me, because you guys see me on Power World all the time, because my internet is absolutely dookie butter right now, so I can't really stream or anything. I can only really make videos. But everybody sees me on Power World because that's basically all I'm playing while I'm waiting for my internet to get fixed so I can stream for you guys again. Everyone asks me how it is. I'm gonna let you guys know this right now. I love Power World. The game's super fun. Go ahead, feel free to play it. It's more like everybody compares it to Pokemon, but you realistically want to compare it more to like Conan Exiles or Ark Survival Evolved if you played those games. It's much more a survival-based game, and the Pokemon are more so just animals that they're not really your pals. You kind of just use them. Anyways, let's get into the showcase. So, let's go ahead and see what his first attack is. Oh, that's cool. That's dope. It doesn't really have sound, like... Is my sound messed up? No. It just doesn't have sound to it. Right? It's weird that it has no sound to it, despite the fact that it has this really cool animation. But the animation is pretty cool. So let's go ahead now. Let's upgrade it. Kinetic shot line. Oh, I like that. That one's really fast, though. So there's not really a whole lot going on. Sign of the Devil. Oh, that's so cool. Did it have like a demon pop up and all? Let me back it up and look. It does. Let me see. I gotta like zoom way out and over here. All right, let me summon again. Oh, yeah, that's so cool. That's so neat. So then we're going to get to this thing, which I'm going to explain here in a second. Transform and guaranteed flame effect. Yeah, that's right. He gets a guaranteed Flame 2 application. And since Flame 2 stacks, you're able to actually dish out some serious damage with him. So we're going to go ahead. We're going to put the Shinras right here. We're going to put him at forward placement. We're not going to use Yamamoto. And we're not going to use the Ultimate Kawaii. I just wanted to showcase what could potentially be a team for them. You can see it's 100 mil total damage requirement. 100 million is really not that hard to get, especially once he's on the Bright Burning Warrior team with Yamamoto as lead. You're able to basically get that requirement pretty easily. So we're going to go ahead, buff up the range now. We're going to go ahead, put down idle. Let's do this. That bothers me. I don't like that placement. I don't like that placement. There we go. Much better. Alright, so let's go ahead and do this. I kind of want to turn off VFX because they're going to absolutely explode everything. Let me... I misclicked once. There we go. So now let me put down All Might and set him to stop because I really want to see just what they can do. So we're going to set him to stop, and now we're going to just kind of feed their damage. I think popping out 5 million enemies really quickly is going to be a good way to do it. I'm pretty sure they're going to be able to absolutely shred 5 million enemies like it's nothing. So we're just going to set on 5 times speed. Now, what is their stats looking like completely juiced up? They're at 145 range, pretty decent. 560k attack. That's actually really good whenever you consider what they're going to be doing, which is just burning and applying a whole lot of Flame 2, like a ton of Flame 2. So now we're basically just spawning in tons and tons of stuff to make sure that they can in fact get their damage up over, well over 100 million. Once they're all over 100 million, we're going to go ahead and stop it and slow it back down to 1 time speed because I do want to see if there's like an animation or something like that. Let's see, I have active animation on, 1 time speed. All right, let's see. Okay, there's a small animation. All right, we gotta do it like this. Let's put it to 1 up in the front here. You can see it's not a global cooldown, so you can transform all 4 of them. So let me do this, and now let's see. Oh, that's a cool little animation. All right, it's nothing crazy. It just like puts a little bar over his face as he goes like demon form. Then he gets the blue fire. So now he has guaranteed Flame 2 application. And let's see how he handles a 50 million HP enemy, or how they handle a 50 million HP enemy with guaranteed Flame 2 application. Let's speed it up to ×5 because I'm curious to see if they're able to melt it like I'm pretty sure they are. Yeah, you guys can see the amount of damage they're just dishing out because the Flame 2 stacking. You can see the amount of Flame 2 stacking going on. So now let's set it to a 100 million enemy and see exactly what they're able to do to that. Alright, so 100 mil. Yeah, you guys can see this damage is insane. See the Flame 2 stacks going on? See the damage coming out? They're able to easily shred through 100 million enemy about right here. And I think the limit that they're going to reach is 200 mil. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. I think I messed up the numbers. 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there we go. I think this is going to be their limit. I think this is where they're going to potentially fall apart. But 200 million damage on a, like, them being able to run through a 200 million HP enemy is kind of crazy, dude. This is actually kind of wacky because 200 million is a good amount, and you guys can see they actually could potentially do a little bit more. I think around 250 mil is going to be the limit. But Flame 2 stacking allows for this team to just get absolutely crazy. And let me show you guys exactly what I mean. Once we put everybody down, let's put down all 3 Yamamotos. Yep, all Yamamotos are down. So that's really good. We're going to go ahead and max out Yamamoto. We're going to max out the other Yamamoto, and rather than using Ultimate Kawaii, who Ultimate Kawaii is just going to flip them over to yellow so we get type effective, we're just going to turn them yellow anyways, just to make it easier on ourselves, because normally you would just use Ultimate Kawaii's ability to change them yellow, but instead we're going to do this. Now that everything's yellow, let's pawn in a 500 million HP enemy and just see. I don't think they're going to get it. I don't think they're going to get the 500 million. 1, 2, 3. But it's going to be curious to see how this like Bright Burning Warrior team does do against 500 million. Look at the amount of Flame 2 stacks. Look at the damage, dude. They actually might kill it. No, they're going to kill it. They reached 250 mil before here. This team, this is what I'm talking about with this team. This team is really close to being good. Really, really close to being good. They're just missing like some form of support tool to really drive home the Flame 2 stacking and really drive home the DOT application. If they ever drop a character who does like, if you guys know, the name's slipping my mind right now. I know his name because I actually like JJK a lot. But the guy from JJK who has paralysis, who has basically amped up paralysis, basically what he does is he detonates the DOT that's currently on the target. If they ever drop a character that detonates Flame 2 DOT, right? You could have some very crazy shenanigans with the Bright Burning Warrior team because the amount of damage they're able to just pump out. Like the 500 million HP enemy died around here, which means realistically you probably get 600 million HP before the team starts falling apart or before they actually make it. And yeah, this is just, it's turning into a really good team. It's just missing a couple key things, like some good solid supports. You have your damage now, and Yamamoto and Shinra are more than enough damage. His guaranteed Flame 2 application allows for some crazy shenanigans. And then Yamamoto being full AoE Flame 2 allows for some crazy damage output. But yeah, all in all, I think this team is getting really, really good. I think they're really close to being a strong team. They just need like maybe 1 or 2 really good support units, and then maybe we can see something crazy from that. Other than that, I think UR Plus Shinra is really, 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 really good. I think he's absolutely worth your time and investment. I think he could potentially be part of a better team in the future with Bright Burning Warriors, getting so many like good buffs and good changes. I think Bright Burning Warrior has really good potential to pop off as a team in upcoming patches if they ever drop a support character. But all in all, Shinra is really, really strong. Absolutely worth your time. Thank you guys for watching. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.